Alright, hey, HadesOmega here. I'm here in my office. This is gonna be the first video of my PC desktop build for my HadesOmega channel. Alright, I haven't uploaded any new videos onto my YouTube channel for like 2 weeks now because my desktop decided to get crap 2 weeks ago. So I shot a video before this, alright, a video, kind of like a long video about like my computer history and the computer that I currently have right now. So I'm not going to go over what I have right now. This is the build portion of the videos, I say, alright. So I've had this computer for about 2 decades now, almost, coming up, and this basically what happened is the SATA controller on it took a dump and it like corrupted my main drive, my SSD drive. I hope all my data and stuff, I have a separate external hard drives and other hard drives besides the system drive that have like the bulk of my data on it, all right, the storage stuff. So hopefully that stuff is still fine. I haven't actually looked at it, but I think it should be fine. I don't think there should be anything wrong with it. I have USB external hard drives and SATA hard drives, so hopefully the ones on the SATA hard drives are fine, okay? But when the computer crashed, it pretty much crashed when it was moving stuff to the SSD drive, so I'm thinking that, and the SSD drive was the one that like it did the scan disk and it found a bunch of errors on it, so I was able to correct those errors, and so hopefully I can still use that main drive. All right, I'm hoping to. I'm still running on Windows 7. HadesOmega is gonna try. I'm gonna try to upgrade it. We're gonna try to get to Windows 11. I think we're at Windows 11. There must be like a Windows 12 coming out soon or something, but I don't know, man. All I know is that Windows 10 and 11 are what you want right now. So let's say, and HadesOmega is still on Windows 7. In HadesOmega's opinion, Windows 7 is like the best operating system I'd ever used. All right, it's the most stable and it's the one that's most like the classic Windows, like Windows 95. You know, HadesOmega grew up in that era of building computers, is what I'm gonna say. Okay, so anyway, this is the build portion of the video. I got the parts right here. I pretty much got all the parts. All right, in this Amazon box here. I wound up, so yeah, let me tell you how I shopped for these parts. I shopped using Mercari and Amazon, and I would say eBay, alright? Back in the days, HadesOmega would probably go to like Fry's Electronics, Newegg, and probably Amazon, alright? Like, I'm telling you, the last time I built this desktop computer, HadesOmega wasn't even doing the YouTube stuff. Alright, so that's why I'm doing a YouTube video about it now, alright? So you guys can see my rig, and you know what, it's nothing super fancy, alright? I chose my idea for the parts that I chose to upgrade my computer are that I chose the best parts that I could afford at the time, alright? I don't want to spend more than like $100 on a component is what I said to myself, okay? And that's pretty much how I kept it, all right? Like, I tried to find or bargain for the best, you know, best stuff I could find for around $100, okay? And that's what's in this box. We'll go over it. We'll go over all the parts. So the first part. So yeah, let me go through the what's gonna happen, all right? So what's gonna happen is we're gonna go through all the parts that I got, all right, assembled, and I'm pretty sure that main board is probably bad. I tried everything I could to get that thing running again, and it just keeps on hanging up. It boots and everything, and it boots, and I actually bought another SATA card for it, and it actually sees all the drives now. So I know the SATA controller on the main board is busted because it won't even see any of the other drives anymore. Okay, so I think it just finally took a dump on me. And then I bought the SATA card to see if I can get it to work again, and it still doesn't work, right? It sees the drives, but it won't boot anymore. So it won't boot. I can't install operating system, nothing. Like, it just kind of just freezes. So I'm kind of stuck right now. I could try to install another operating system, I guess, but I don't have any handy right now. I only got old Windows 7 Home Premium. Okay, I have a legit copy of Windows 7 Home Premium, okay, guys? And this is probably what I'm going to use to upgrade to Windows 10 or Windows 11 if I can, okay? If not, I'll probably just buy another Windows freaking... I don't even think they have this anymore. Unless they sell them on Blu-rays or something. I think they sell them on like thumb drives now, right? But anyway, the important part is to have the key, right? And I have a Windows 7 key, and that should be good for like a Windows 10 upgrade or something. So that's a scoop on the operating systems. All right, we're gonna try to get my Windows 7 running again, and then I'm gonna upgrade it to Windows 10 or 11. All right, one of those things. And we'll go over all the parts that I got, and then the next step will be I'm gonna take my computer down to my garage and I'm gonna clean it. Or we're gonna start. Well, first I'm gonna strip all the parts that we're not gonna use anymore. There's a couple parts on the computer. We'll go over them. There's a couple parts on the computer that we're gonna take off and I'm gonna fix. All right, because there's some this. If you watched my video about this computer, you'll find out that this computer was in a house fire, right? And it was kind of messed. It got kind of messed up. It got water damaged. If you guys don't know, the water that the firefighters spray into your house, it's highly corrosive. All right, it's highly corrosive, and old houses like my house at the time had asbestos and stuff. All right, so all this stuff, insulation and stuff, and whatever, it got inside the computer, right? And I had to clean it a whole lot, and I just replaced the motherboard basically and the hard drives, and it ran again. So, and that's what I've been pretty much using the whole time. Okay, and so I'm planning to keep the same old case. All right, I like the case. I know I should replace the case because it was water damaged, but I will try to. We're gonna take out all the bad stuff, clean it up as much as we can because I'm sure there's dust in all the nooks and crannies and stuff. And then we'll start the building portion. All right, we'll start installing the stuff, and then yeah, okay. So let's go check out the goodies I got in the box and on my bed. All right, and then I know I kind of went over this stuff in the old computer video. All right, so but I'm gonna go over all the stuff that I have that we're gonna install right now. Okay, or may install. I may or may not. All right. Let's check it out. Okay, so here are all the parts laid out on my bed. I'll go over them one by one. Let's start with the most important parts, the motherboard. All right, so this is my old motherboard. So I have it. This is actually my old motherboard. This is the one that got damaged in the fire, and I replaced it with another identical one. All right, so this is the one that I have currently right now. Okay, what was it? It was it's a NF. It's a MSI. All right, MSI NF 980 Golf 65. Okay, it's a old socket AM3 MSI gaming motherboard. All right, this can actually do it can do quad SLI if I think about it. This is SLI and hybrid SLI. Okay, so this can actually do three cards. You can do like 4 cards in parallel because this is a built-in GPU in it. Anyway, yeah, so this is what I'm running right now. Socket AM3. Now I got a socket AM4 board. This is the box that I got it in, but this is not actually the board. All right, the board that I got is the MSI Tomahawk. All right, MSI X570 Tomahawk. All right, and HadesOmega was planning to buy MSI B550 Tomahawk, but I found this one locally. All right, I got this one for $100. Not bad. All right, but I only got just the motherboard. The guy gave me the box. The guy gave me the box to his new motherboard. So what the dude bought was a Asus ProArt X570 Creator Wi-Fi. All right, it's pretty much the same board except it has like a Thunderbolt, some kind of Thunderbolt function. Doesn't say on here, but yeah, he bought it because it has Thunderbolt, and I don't use that Thunderbolt thing. It's some kind of new standard or something. All right, it's like you can like daisy chain your components and stuff. It's pretty cool, but I don't need it. Okay, but yeah, so this is the new board. This is the old board. Also, my new CPU is on there. All right, so the CPU that I bought is a Ryzen 5. All right, this is a socket AM4 board. Okay, this is like the last generation AMD chips. This is a socket AM3 board. This is a socket AM4. So basically, we've only gone up like one generation, honestly. But I believe there's the Phenom, and then there's the FX chips, and then came the Ryzen chips, the Ryzen 3, then the Ryzen 5. So I'm about like upgrading. I'm upgrading like 4 chip generations. All right, I think they have a Ryzen. No, they have a Ryzen 7 and 9 now. So like we're HadesOmega has caught up a little bit, but technology is still, you know, up there still. Okay, but like I said, the HadesOmega bought the CPU, the best CPU he could buy for the money. All right, so this is a Ryzen 5600X. All right, if you look carefully. Okay, AMD Ryzen 5600X, I believe is a 3.7 megahertz and 6 cores. Okay, it's basically a pretty much 2 cores more than the one that I have right now. Okay, the one that's in the computer right now, and it's got more clock speed. And then obviously it's got a newer board. It's got better RAM and everything. So it'll be a good upgrade, guys. Okay, so this is the MSI X570 Tomahawk board. It's got 2, I think, PCIe 1600s. It's got, and it's only got like 2 USB expansion slots. Well, it's got 1, 2, 3. It's got 4. It's got 4 PCI slots. All right. It's got 2 full size, and then 2 PCIe 1X slots. All right. I'm probably gonna need like at least one of these, and 2 of these, because I have USB 3 controllers. All right. This board doesn't have USB 3, guys. Okay, so this board came out before USB 3 came out. So the good thing is this board comes with some USB 3 ports. Look back here. It's got like a super fast USB 3. So I think the blue ones are USB 3, and these are like USB 3.1 or something, some super fast USB. And then it's got USB 2 also. Okay, but that's probably for the mouse and the keyboard type thing. Okay. Also, this has Wi-Fi. All right, that's another upgrade over the other one. This one has Wi-Fi. This one doesn't. All right, it has a 2.5 gigabyte Ethernet. All right, it's got onboard sound. It also has a SPDIF out, the optical. Okay, it's got a USB Type C here also. It's got HDMI out. So this has also onboard graphics, I guess, but we're not going to use that. Okay, this is where all the power is, and then this uses DDR4 RAM. All right, this uses DDR3 RAM. One thing I don't like about this board is it has a fan for the chipset. I like my case is very good airflow, so I don't really need a fan, right? But I heard this only turns on when it gets hot, so it's okay. I believe there's some USB 3 headers here. I don't have the manual for this board too, so I'll have to use the one on the internet. So I got a fan with this. Oh yeah. Okay, let me tell you about the CPU, guys. All right, so I ordered this from somebody on Mercari, right? And they sold it to me for about, I think, $105. That's a great price. I think these were like $300 when they first came out. And they're just at that price point where, like, it's, you know, you can get them for $100 now. So, so this guy had shipped this CPU in this box. All right, this is the original box, but they were missing something. There was like nothing. There's nothing in there. All right, so if you look in here, okay, so this is one of those CPU cooler and CPU combos. So it actually came with a cooler. Okay, take this out. And so the CPU was, I'll have pictures of it, all right, but the CPU was just sitting on top of here, all right? Just imagine, all right, I took the CPU out and I put it just like it is right now with the pins facing down onto the fan, right? The heatsink right there, right? And then I just put this on top. And it's just like, it's in there bouncing around like pinballing. So when it got to me, there were several pins that were bent. Several pins. All right, I had to bend probably like 8 to like 10 pins back. It was awful. The pins are so small on this thing, man. It's not like a old, I remember the old Pentium 1 CPUs, the pins are like so big, right? The pins are teeny tiny on this thing. I had to bust out my reading glasses, a headlight, and some tweezers, right, to bend those suckers back. And I had to like look at it in different angles and everything. And then after I think I got it pretty close, I stick it in there. I could only get half of it in there. And then I kind of finagled it. I messed around with the pins a little bit more. And then it just came in. All right. And I said, okay, just leave it there. Don't take it out. So that's why it's in there right now. It's already installed. So that's the first part of the build, CPU installed. Okay. Next thing, we're going to install the cooler, right? But anyway, yeah, so that's how it was. We're not going to use this cooler. I've got a cooler right there, so let's go talk about that. Okay, so since we're on the subject of the CPU, that's our CPU cooler, guys. This is the Scythe. All right, HadesOmega has quite a number of Scythe products on his computer. I ordered stuff from Scythe before. They're a Japanese brand. All right, and I like them. I like Japanese stuff. Pretty cool. See, it's in Japanese, Chinese, French, and English right here. Okay, I think it's Japanese. No, it's made in Taiwan. The funny thing is, it's made in Taiwan. I think it's a Japanese brand, but it's made in Taiwan. All right, if you guys are wondering, which is fine with me, man. I love that. That's where all the computer stuff, the best computer stuff comes from, guys. Taiwan. So. No problem with that. All right, so this will work for Intel and AMD CPUs. For AMD, it'll do AM4, AM3, AM2, FM2, and FM1. All right, I don't know if it'll do the new AM5, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I just need it for this. So this CPU cooler is enormous. All right, it uses a 120 millimeter fan, pretty much the biggest, kind of the biggest fan that you can get inside a computer, right? So this is just the mounting hardware itself. Super heavy. There is actually like a screwdriver. It's all the mounting stuff that goes, you know, where this stuff goes. Okay, the CPU, where the CPU thing would attach to the board. They have custom mounts for it. Okay, it comes with this fan. All right, I think this is what is this called? It's called a Kaze Flex. It's a 120 millimeter PWM fan. Okay, so I think it's supposed to be a super quiet fan. All right, and you can add fans to it. All right, you can easily. So the reason I went with this one is because 120 millimeter is really easy fan to find. Right, their Scythe sells like a lot of them. Okay, that's the cooler. Right, that's the heatsink, guys. It's freaking enormous. Okay, if you look at my old one, this just eclipses it. Okay, I don't even know if this is going to fit in the case. If it doesn't fit in the case, I'll make it fit in the case somehow. Okay, but yeah, that's the one we're going to use. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, I believe this was $50 on Amazon. I'll put a link. I'll put a link where you can find some of this stuff if you're interested in. Okay, so this is the Scythe Mugen 5. Scythe Mugen 5 Revision C. Alright, that's the CPU cooler that we'll be using. Okay, and then the next thing we should talk about is RAM, alright? RAM, alright, so I've got this one on Amazon. I think it was less than $100, alright, like $80 or something. This is a G.SKILL Ripjaws 5, all right? Why is it Ripjaws 5? I don't know, because it's a DDR4. so this is a G.SKILL Ripjaws that's a DDR 4000, all right? So there are 2 sticks of 16 gigabytes. So this is a total 32 gigabyte RAM. So am I upgrading? Yeah, I think I am upgrading. I'm getting an extra 16 gigabytes of RAM, I think. Well, maybe I already have it. No. I think I have 16 gigabytes now. Yeah, I have 16 gigabytes now. Now I'll have 32 gigabytes. So cool. Okay. So that is the fastest RAM that I could buy that would work on this motherboard, I think. So. Okay, another thing I bought is I bought one of these fancy NVMe SSD drives. All right, so I've never used one of these before. So where this guy goes is right here. There's a slot here, and there's actually 2 slots, so I can add 2 of them. But we're gonna I guess the main one goes right here. All right, and this is just like a heat sink for it, sort of, kind of. So. Okay, I went with Western Digital, guys. All right, HadesOmega is actually not a big fan of Western Digital, but I was doing some research, and this seemed to be like, you know, the best bang for your buck one. So I'm gonna go with Western Digital for my. This is gonna be my new main drive. I hope. Okay. The NVMe drives are they connect straight to your PCI port, so we probably won't have that problem before with the bad SSD controller, right? That's what I want to say. But this is a 1 terabyte, and it's capable of up to 7,300 megabytes or 7.3 gigabytes per second, or gigabits. Okay, so it's pretty fast. This is the Western Digital SN850X. All right, it's a gaming SSD. What I might do is I might buy like a cheaper one, and then use that as a backup for this. All right, we'll just do like a backup, like do an image of this. So if something does happen to my computer, it'll save the other one. Okay, pretty cool, brand new. This one was brand new. Okay. So far the stuff that I've talked about that's used is the motherboard has been used and the CPU has been used. Okay. And then so these are some extra SATA cables that I have left lying over after a while. Okay, I may use them. It'd be a good idea to put new ones. The previous owner, this motherboard gave me a couple SATA cables also. So, and then I also have these SATA power adapters. So if we need to use these, we'll use them. Okay, okay, and then so my the current case actually has one of these installed. All right, this is a Scythe, all right, same brand as the CPU cooler. All right, same brand, Scythe. So I had actually bought one. I bought one very similar to this on Amazon, and then I found out that you could still buy these on eBay. They still sell them. And so what this is a 4-channel fan controller, right? And it fits in a 5 1/4 inch bay. So yeah, so I think my computer used to have some kind of cover over it before, and I guess you can't use it if you have this. But the buttons are all messed up, and the LED isn't very bright anymore. And yeah, I think this one doesn't work, and the button is missing for it. And then these ones work, but like the LED doesn't work for it anymore. So I said, you know what? If I could find another one, I'll replace it. And sure enough, I was able to find it. So this is the Scythe Kaze Master. Okay, it's a 4-channel fan controller. My reason being, I like to control this fan speeds myself. Okay, if I know I'm going to be doing like gaming or encoding, or my room is hot or something, and I need to get some airflow in there, like if it says the CPU is getting really hot, then I can turn up the thing. All right, and then if I'm just going to leave the computer on overnight and just kind of doing something, and it's not hot in the room, I could just turn it down so it's not noisy in the room. All right, so HadesOmega is not a big fan of fan noises. Okay, so let's say, all right, and HadesOmega has a lot of fans on his computer, so you guys will see that when we start building. Okay, this has it has an alarm on it function. I didn't know that. Like,
So maybe it's broken on mine. You can change it between Fahrenheit and Celsius. I'm not really sure what we're going to use. Probably use Celsius, I guess. And yeah, and then you just connect your fans to here, and then I guess you would connect there's like a 12 volts connector somewhere. Okay, so but basically we're just going to take the one that's on the computer out, and then just install this, and then that's it. Maybe I'll change the cables also with the newer ones in this. This is brand new. Okay, so yeah, this is like some new old stock type of stuff, but it's kind of hard to find Scythe stuff nowadays. So, I mean, like I said, I built this computer like 20 years ago. So anyway, that's the same fan controller that I'm using right now. And then I've got this Rosewell front panel plate. All right, that's what it is. All right, it has I know you guys can't see it, but it's this one has like a memory card readers on it. All right, so I don't have to keep on using that freaking one that I plug into the USB port. I actually have one of these on the computer right now. I have one of these, something very similar to this on the computer right now, but it broke during the house fire. Okay, it broke during the house fire, and I've never fixed it yet. Yeah, I've never replaced it. It's just been broken the whole time. I just stopped using it. All right. I think only one of the USB ports work on it now. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. This is very similar to the one I have on the computer right now, but it actually has a fan controller on it. So it can control one fan. So now I can control 5 fans with what I got right here. Okay, so I don't know if we're going to use it all. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the one on this or this one. Or the good thing is if I break one, I can use the one on this, you know. So I got, you know, it's different stuff to use in the future. That's what I say. Okay, so that's what I got to get my computer up and running again. Hopefully this will be it, you know. It'll get my computer working, and I can get back to work on YouTube. So these were used. I'm probably going to wind up selling this fan because we bought this fan. You look at the difference in the fan size, man. Right? Yeah, look at that dinky fan, man. That thing's not going to keep anything cool. That's what I want to say. HadesOmega is not going to do any overclocking either, by the way. Okay, no overclocking. I want my stuff reliable, all right? So this is brand new. This is brand new. This is brand new. Just the CPU and the motherboard are brand new. Also bought a MSI power supply, and it wound up getting lost in the mail. And then they just refunded me for it. So I think I'm just not going to install a new power supply. My idea was to install a brand new power supply because the one that's in there is like 20 years old. I've got an Antec 500 watt power supply, and it's been working good. I haven't had any problems with it, but I'm thinking it's time to just buy a new one, right? One of these days the fan's going to go bad in it, and then it's going to make a lot of noise, and it'll be all bad. So I will upgrade that later then. Okay, so there you go. Those are all the parts that we will be installing. Oh, by the way, you know, if I look awful, guys, it's because I've been sick the whole week. All right, I had like food poisoning, and then like today's like the first day that like I felt good enough to do any kind of YouTubing or whatever. All right, so here we are. Anyway, so here